How are we doing with these plates? Mary Stolt asked, appearing in the doorway. Here you go, Wren said immediately, walking up to Mary and handing her a single plate. Mary looked at it, then looked towards Wren. What am I supposed to do with this? Oh God, Wren, get a grip. Oh, sorry. She walked across to the counter to get the others and skidded on a wet patch on the tiled floor. She reached out, grabbing hold of the countertop to stop herself from falling, but accidentally nudged a pile of already dried plates, which rattled and leaned precariously for a second. Mike dropped the plate he was wiping into the water and grabbed them to stop them from toppling. Wren continued to grip the work surface for a moment, her feet planted apart for balance. Mike and Mary looked at each other with confused expressions before Mike finally moved the dishes a little further onto the countertop to safety. I think maybe you should come back out onto the serving line, Mary said with a troubled look on her face. Wren laughed uncomfortably, slowly letting go of the countertop and straightening up. Yeah, she said, starting to walk towards Mary again. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Wah! Everything happened like something out of a cartoon. Her right foot skidded, then she tried to steady herself using her left, but that slipped even more, and before she knew what was happening, she was falling backwards as her arms windmilled. Mike leapt towards her, wet hands and all. He dipped forward, extending his arms, wrapping them around her in order to stop Wren from crashing onto the solid tile floor. His feet hit the wet patch too, but he managed to hold on to her until they both landed heavily. Ow! Mike said, as pain shuddered from his coccyx upwards. Ow! Wren echoed, as they both continued to sit there for a moment in agony. Mary's mouth dropped open a little. She'd seen it happen, but she wasn't quite sure how it had. Wolf wandered across and sat down attentively by his mistress's side. You okay? Mike asked eventually. No. You? No. What's all the noise? Robin said, barging through the doorway. It sounds like, aye, aye, she said with a smirk on her face as she looked down at the pair of them. It was only then that they realised, in his attempt to save Wren from serious injury, Mike had thrown his arms around her and his hands had come to rest on her breasts. What is all this commotion? Mila asked, appearing in the doorway too. Mike and Wren remained frozen for a moment, both equally mortified, neither really knowing how to respond. I, fell, and Mike caught me. Yeah, we can see what he caught you by too, Robin replied, sniggering. Almost as if he'd received an electric shock, Mike whipped his hands away, but his legs were still stuck under Wren's, so escape from the situation was impossible. We're getting the queue. What's everybody doing? Jules's question was cut short by the spectacle on the floor. Wren was still in a state of horrified embarrassment, and all she could do was look up at her. Very industrious, Mike. You've finished all the plates, so you thought you'd move straight onto Wren's jugs?